Welcome to Wrong Time Watch. My name is Kevin, and today we're looking at the Undone Basecamp Cali Blue watch. Before we look at the watch, let's take a quick look at the packaging. It comes with a little owner's manual here, and it comes in this nice fabric-covered cardboard box with a little leather flap here. And you have some padding in here for your watch and a spare strap or whatever else you want to put in here. So let's set that off to the side and take a closer look at the watch. So they have a couple different versions of the Basecamp watch. This one's definitely more vintage inspired. The other one looks a little more modern. It has Arabic numerals at 3, 6, and 9, if I remember correctly. It also has a date on it, but I much prefer a no date dive watch. Definitely a cleaner looking watch. So I'm sure, noticed the dial layout here is a little bit unique. It has the California dial. I've not actually handled a California dial before. This is my first time with it. Looking at pictures of it, I'm not necessarily a fan of the California dial, but it's nice to have something a little bit different. So it's a mixture of different indices. You have the batons there. You have Roman numerals on the top, and then Arabics at the bottom here. So this is a plexiglass. Actually, it's Lexan polycarbonate crystal. Again, going with the vintage vibes. Has a real nice curvature to it, nice dome with a bit of a flat spot in the middle here. Looks very nice and warm and inviting. I don't have much experience with plexiglass crystals. I know they scratch pretty easily, but you can also polish them out pretty easily. Unlike Seiko Hardlux crystal, if you scratch one of those, you need to replace it. Or you can just live with the scratches. In my unboxing, one thing I noticed right away I wasn't expecting is this is a friction fit bezel. There's no click spring, and also it's bi-directional, which is perfectly fine for a dive style watch. I don't think actual divers would be using this, but it is 100 meter water resistant. It has been pressure tested to 100 meter. It's a real cool vintage inspired watch. So here's the case, mostly polished. It does have some brush surfaces on the top here. It comes on this nice Codora strap, and it does have, I believe this is leather, or it could be simulated leather backing. It's quick release. It's a great feature. Since we're at the back, let's look at the text on the back here. So right here it says pressure tested to 100 meters. Undone, stainless steel, case, and back. So we can take a closer look at the movement. I'm sure you recognize this is a Seiko NH35 movement. This watch does have a go state position. Not really a big deal. So it's not a decorated movement, but I still like looking at mechanical movements with the display case back. So let's look back at the front of it again. We can really zoom in and appreciate this textured dial. I've really come to like textured dials. Just a little more added detail. So you can see there it says 100 meter or 330 feet water resistance. Undone down there at the 6 o'clock. You see the sword hands and also the vintage loom. Looks like patinaed loom. So let's go over the size of the watch. Let me zoom back out here. So lug to lug on it is 48. Case diameter is 40. So a great size for almost, I would say, all wrist sizes. I have a 6.5-inch wrist and it works well for that. The thickness is actually pretty thick, but it doesn't look that thick to me. It is 15 millimeter thick, but it just doesn't look that thick. I'm sure it has a lot to do with the plexiglass there, or polycarbonate lens with the monodome to it. Lug width is 20, which is great. 20 and 22 are great lug widths. You can find a million different straps to put on this. So let's get this on wrist. I think I covered all of the specifications. Talked about the California dial. Crown size on this is 6.3, depending on how you measure it. Let's check out this signed crown. It is a octagonal shaped crown, which matches the case back here. It looks pretty neat. I like that it's different, but it is a little difficult to use the crown. Let's see if we can demonstrate that. I don't get quite as much grip on it as a knurled crown. For example, the Seiko SKX. We'll look at these side by side in a moment. So first position here is hand winding. Next position is the ghost date position. So the movement is made with the date, but it's not cut out on the dial. So when you're turning, it doesn't do anything. And then the next position is hacking and hand winding. So the second hand is stopped. I'm sorry, hacking and time setting, not hand winding. So here I'm setting the time. Then push it back in and screw it down. It's not super difficult to use it, but it's not quite as easy as using a more standard shaped crown. So let's take a look at this side by side with my Seiko SKX for size reference, as I think almost everyone owns a SKX. So you can see it is slightly smaller. Okay, let's get this on wrist. If you have not already subscribed, please go ahead and do so. Oh, you know what? Let's look at the crown. Then we'll. It's a nice milled clasp, not crown, and tang works quite well. So anyway, please go ahead and subscribe if you have not subscribed. Like the video, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think of this watch. The price on this is $315 from the Undone website. I will leave a link in the description. Also, to let you know, Undone did send this out for us to check out. I did not buy this watch. So I can try and get it down to one more. The whole location is maybe spread out a tad bit too much. That's about as tight as I'm going to get it. The keeper is a little large. It did come off on me a few times. Slid down, so I just had to put it back in. So here we go. 48 millimeter lug to lug on my 52 millimeter wristband and a 6.5 inch circumference. After this, we'll look at the thickness to my SKX. I meant to do that. Here we are zoomed out. I think it's a great looking vintage inspired watch. So let's look at the thickness compared to the SKX, and then we'll get into the Loom. So the SKX is 14 millimeter thick. So the Undone is actually thicker than the SKX, but it does not look like it. That's the magic of the domed crystal, or maybe one of the downsides of the domed crystal. It does add to the thickness. And this is domed as well, but it's not nearly as domed as this guy here. Let's see if I can find my other plexiglass. Yeah, here we go. My HK Ed 1963 Seagull watch, which I haven't worn in a while, but you check out the domed plexiglass crystals side by side. All right, let's pause the video and we'll check out the loom together here. Well, I was not expecting a fully loomed bezel insert, so that's definitely a nice touch. And the loom is on par with my SKX, which I wasn't expecting either, so very pleasant surprise. Looks like it is dimming a bit here now. So the Seiko is slightly brighter than the Undone, but really can't complain about the loom on this watch. So let me know what you think of this watch in the comment section. And again, thank you for watching. And I'll talk to you guys soon.